Welcome! We dissect a high-stakes automotive challenge illustrating the collision between extreme marketing ambition and the unforgiving laws of physics. We're headed to China's Tianan Mountain, home of the legendary Heavenly Ladder, a location synonymous with the ultimate test of off-road prowess. Our focus is on a highly publicized incident involving the Chery Fulwin X3L, where an attempt to replicate a world-famous feat ended in a spectacular collision. Visual evidence, captured by multiple onlookers, showed the Chery SUV sliding backward, losing control, and ultimately smashing into a protective railing. To understand this failure, we must recall the gold standard set in 2018. The Range Rover Sport successfully climbed those 999 steps. That wasn't just a stunt, it was a PR event that cemented the reputation of a plug-in hybrid system, proving its capability under extreme pressure. The Range Rover's success became Chery's explicit target, with the company setting out to replicate the feat on November 12th. The core mission of this deep dive is critical. Was this high-profile crash a failure of the vehicle's engineering or a fatal flaw in preparation and external safety protocols? We will shift from the emotional narrative to a cold, hard analysis of the failure point, which Chery attributes to the safety apparatus, not the vehicle's core driveline. We must first establish exactly what the Chery team was up against. This isn't a simple dirt path. Tianan Mountain is a terrifying natural landmark, and the structure they climbed is the Heavenly Ladder, an engineering marvel in stone. The ascent consists of exactly 999 steps, representing a sustained, non-stop physical demand with no flat spots for recovery. The steps stretch across nearly 300 meters, forcing the powertrain, cooling system, and tires to operate under maximum load for several straight minutes. The vertical drop is 150 meters, meaning the vehicle constantly fights the gravitational pull associated with that elevation gain. The most critical number for vehicle dynamics is the incline. The steps are set at a brutal 45-degree angle. At 45 degrees, the vehicle's weight is split perfectly equally between forward motion and the force of gravity pulling the vehicle backward. Weight shifts aggressively to the rear, making traction an absolute nightmare, requiring enough power to overcome gravity and enough grip to prevent wheel spin. If grip is lost for even a fraction of a second, momentum dies instantly. This is why the 2018 Range Rover Sport was so successful. Its plug-in hybrid system delivered 100% of available torque instantly from the electric motor. This immediate grunt was needed to overcome the weight shift and maintain friction, a benchmark Chery was attempting to directly challenge. Our sources confirm that Chery Fulwin X3L was not incapable, successfully climbing most of the Tianan Mountain staircase. This initial success proved the vehicle had the necessary raw torque and traction management to defeat the 45-degree angle for a significant duration. This component, as we will see, is central to the company's defense regarding the incident. However, the final outcome was an uncontrolled slide and a spectacular collision. The visual evidence, widely shared via social media, resulted in instant fallout. Chery immediately lost control of the narrative, sparking public debate regarding safety and the use of scenic areas for such extreme events. Chery's response was swift corporate crisis management, issuing an apology statement. They acknowledged the severity of what happened, expressing deep regret for the damage to the site. Chery immediately pledged to fully repair the damage and bear all compensation responsibilities. Critically, they confirmed no injuries and no environmental damage occurred, narrowly avoiding a crisis of criminal magnitude. But the apology did not explain the failure. For that, we turn to the official technical explanation. Chery's preliminary investigation pointed the finger squarely at the safety apparatus. They explicitly stated the failure was external, not related to the vehicle's core driveline. The official report details a simple, yet catastrophic, sequence of events. The direct cause of the accident was the unexpected detachment of a shackle from the safety rope's anchor point. Once the shackle detached, the heavy safety rope became loose and was pulled down the steps by gravity. The rope then became entangled with the right wheel of the vehicle. This entanglement dramatically obstructed the wheel's rotation, effectively acting as an instantaneous brake. The system, reacting catastrophically, was forced to instantly cut power to prevent further damage. In a split second, the vehicle lost propulsion, turning it into a 2.5-ton sled, losing a battle against gravity. The result was the uncontrolled slide and collision, as widely reported. The implication of Chery's argument is clear. The Fulwin X3L climbed most of the way under its own power. This validates its engineering, confirming its impressive specifications like the 1.5T range extender powertrain and 315 kilowatt dual motor all-wheel drive. The true failure was external, attributable to a faulty piece of testing equipment. This failure of a single, simple, external rigging component suggests material fatigue, improper rating, or incorrect attachment during setup. It emphasizes that the simplest details of preparation carry the greatest risks in extreme performance marketing. The incident serves as a critical reminder of the importance of thorough preparation and risk assessment for such demonstrations. It also highlights how auxiliary equipment can become the weakest link, even with robust vehicles like the Fulwin X3L. Now we must examine the machine itself. Chery's argument rests on the idea that the vehicle was technologically prepared to handle the extreme climb. Let's look under the hood at the Chery Kunpeng Golden Extended Range Engine System. Extended Range Hybrid. This system, also known as a series hybrid, uses the 1.5-liter turbocharged engine primarily as a highly efficient generator. The wheels are almost always driven by electric motors. Instant torque. This architecture provides instant torque delivery from 0 RPM, a massive advantage over traditional engines when facing steep, high-load obstacles like the 45-degree steps. Dual motor power. The top-tier configuration, likely used for the Stunt, is equipped with a dual motor, electric all-wheel drive, EWD, system. This EWD is faster and more precise than mechanical systems, offering a total power output of 315 kilowatts, approximately 422 horsepower, and 300 newton-meters of torque. Range. The vehicle boasts a substantial 33.68 kilowatt-hour battery, offering a pure electric range of 215 kilometers. Crucially, the total comprehensive range, combining the battery and generator, extends to over 1,200 kilometers, effectively eliminating range anxiety. The sophisticated energy flow is managed by an AI energy management system, predictive optimization. This system uses navigation maps to predict upcoming traffic and terrain conditions. Dynamic adjustment. This predictive capability allows the car to dynamically adjust power allocation in milliseconds. For a steep climb, the system can preemptively start the generator and hold maximum battery charge, ensuring the electric motors have sustained, unthrottled power exactly when needed. Thermal management. The system includes high-precision spray oil cooling to optimize heat dissipation, and a 5-level redundancy algorithm that monitors system temperature and power output to prevent thermal failure. The vehicle is also protected by the Falcon 500 intelligent driving system, Chery's comprehensive safety suite. This system is built on a robust sensory foundation using 12 sensing devices, including binocular cameras and millimeter-wave radars. This hardware enables 20 different functions, including standard Level 2 aids and advanced features like cross-layer memory parking, where the vehicle learns a complex path and can execute the maneuver autonomously later. We come back to the central paradox of this incident. A vehicle whose internal systems were designed for predictive safety, thermal stability, and maximum power delivery, all managed by powerful chips reacting in milliseconds. The philosophy was total control and technological certainty. Yet, this internal sophistication was rendered useless by the most basic of physical failures. The technological insurance of the 315 kilowatt EWD system and the 12 sensor safety suite were entirely irrelevant the moment the simple external safety tether shackle detached. This is the ultimate illustration of risk management in performance marketing. You can spend billions in R&D to mitigate every internal risk, but if the integrity of the simplest, most overlooked physical safety protocol is compromised, all that technological capability is nullified. This incident, which was immediately broadcast globally, reinforces a harsh lesson for the entire automotive industry. When you push the limits, your reputation is ultimately tied not just to your advanced engineering, but to the quality of execution and the integrity of your rigging crews. The Chery Fulwin X3L is, by all technical accounts, an ambitious, formidable off-road contender. Given the official explanation that failure points entirely to the external safety shackle, it raises a final, provocative question of perception versus reality. How much did the vehicle's inherent capabilities, which successfully completed most of the climb, validate its engineering? Or does the sheer, public spectacle of the crash simply draw more attention to the inherent risks and failure points of high-stakes performance marketing, regardless of the technical cause? The complexity was defeated by the simplest mechanical component. And that is the biggest lesson we take away from this fascinating test of engineering, reputation, and risk management.